Hello everyone, welcome back to Get Your Life TV, your trusted guide to elevating your spiritual journey and living your most authentic life. Today, we are tackling a topic that is absolutely crucial for anyone interested in Yoruba spirituality. Understanding the top 5 undeniable red flags that signal a Babalawo might be a scammer. The world of spirituality is vast and beautiful, but unfortunately, it's also a space where unscrupulous individuals can thrive. Not everyone claiming to be a spiritual healer or a guide or a Babalawo is genuine. Falling prey to these scams can be incredibly costly, not just financially, which can be devastating, but also emotionally, leaving you feeling betrayed and, most importantly, spiritually, potentially disrupting your connection to the divine. So, how do you navigate this landscape with wisdom and discernment? How do you protect yourself and ensure your spiritual path is guided by integrity? Stick around, because I'm about to break down the key unmistakable signs to watch out for, empowering you to make informed decisions and never get taken advantage of. Let's dive deep into these critical warnings. Before I unveil these red flags, let's truly underscore why this information is so vital. Knowing these warning signs isn't just about avoiding a bad experience. It's about safeguarding your peace of mind, your hard-earned money, and the sanctity of your spiritual journey. Yoruba spirituality is ancient, profound, and inherently sacred. Its practices are built on generations of wisdom, complex rituals, and deep reverence for the orishas and the ancestors. Only genuine practitioners, those who have undergone rigorous training, received proper initiations, and belong to very viable lineages, possesses the authentic knowledge, the spiritual authority, and the ethical grounding to guide you properly. When you encounter a scammer, you are not just wasting your money. You are inviting potential harmful energy into your life. You might receive misguided advice, perform rituals incorrectly, or even worse, find yourself in a vulnerable position, exploited for financial gain. Recognizing these red flags empowers you. It ensures that when you do seek spiritual guidance, you are working with someone who is truly authentic, deeply respectful of our rich traditions, and genuinely committed to your well-being, not just their own profits. This discernment is an act of self-love and spiritual protection. All right, let's get into the first glaring red flag: excessive, immediate, or poorly explained demands for money. Now, let's be clear. Genuine spiritual work, like any professional service, comes with fees. Babalawos dedicate their lives to this practice, and their time, knowledge, and the materials for rituals have value. It is absolutely normal and expected to pay for consultations, divinations, or spiritual work. However, a significant red flag is when someone pressures you to pay large sums of money upfront, immediately, often without clearly explaining what the money is for, providing an itemized breakdown. Be very wary of claims like you need to pay a certain amount right now, or something terrible will happen, or this ritual costs this certain amount, but I can't tell you what it's for. Just pay. So that is when that scammer is saying that to you. So, scammers often create a sense of urgency or fear to bypass your critical thinking. They might insist on cash transfer, or some of them might even ask you to do Bitcoin transaction with them, so that there won't be any traces of documentation of transaction with them. A legitimate Babalawo will be transparent about their fees, explain the cost associated with specific rituals or materials, and respect your right to understand where your money is going. They will build trust, not demand payments under duress. If you feel pressured or confused about the financial aspect, consider it a blaring siren. Moving on to my red flag number 2, promising guaranteed miracles, instant results, or claiming that they can fix all your problems overnight with no effort from you. This is a classic scammer tactic. Spiritual work, especially within the depth of Yoruba spirituality, it is complex. It involves not just the Babalawo spiritual intervention, but also your own spiritual efforts, prayers, discipline, patience, and other personal transformation. No genuine practitioner can or will promise instant wealth, or a magical appearing spouse, an overnight cure for all ailments, or a complete removal of all life's challenges without any involvement from you. Be extremely wary of anyone who declares, "I guarantee you will be rich next week," or "I can make your ex come back immediately," no matter what. Life's journey involves free will, destiny, your ori, and the intricate dance of various spiritual forces. A true Babalawo understands and respects these complexities. They will explain that spiritual work is a process that results unfold over time, and that your participation, your faith, and patience are crucial. They set realistic expectations and empower you to be an active participant in your spiritual growth, rather than making you a passive recipient of magic with unrealistic timelines. My third critical red flag: a demonstrable lack of genuine knowledge about Yoruba traditions, performing improper or inconsistent rituals, or using non-traditional tools. Yoruba spirituality is incredibly rich in its protocols, its sacred languages like Yoruba language, its specific offerings, and its traditional tools. A fake Babalawo will often expose themselves here. They might perform rituals that seem illogical, use objects that are clearly not part of traditional practice, such as using candles, or skip essential traditional steps that a true practitioner would never omit. Watch closely. Do they use authentic tools like cowrie shells, sacred palm nuts, that is Ikinfa, the Okmoifa, that is the divination tray, and specific recognizable herbs and offerings? Do they speak knowledgeably about the Orishas, the Oduifa, and the meaning behind each part of ritual? If something feels off, unprofessional, or like a performance rather than a sacred ceremony, trust or instinct. True Babalawos are custodians of ancient knowledge. Their practice will reflect authenticity, reference, and adherence to established traditions, not arbitrary, improvised, or sensationalized actions. Let's move to red flag number 4. Evasive, vague, or contradictory answers to your sincere questions. When you are seeking spiritual guidance, you have a right to understand what is happening. An authentic Babalawo should be able to confidently, clearly, and patiently explain their lineage, their training, the meaning behind the divination process, the purpose of a ritual, and the spiritual principles at play. They understand that transparency builds trust. If you ask about their background, their teacher, their specific branch of Ifa lineage, or the meaning of a particular symbol, and they respond with confusing jargons, deflection, anger, or simply say it is a secret, that is a massive red flag. Scammers often lack the foundational knowledge to provide real answers, so they resort to vagueness or attempt to intimidate you into silence. A genuine practitioner wants you to be informed and empowered, not kept in the dark or confused. Contradictory statements or changes in their story are also clear signs of dishonesty. And finally, my red flag number 5, a very insidious one: excessive secrecy, attempts to isolate you from others, or fostering unhealthy dependency. While some spiritual matters may require discretion, a scammer will often insist on extreme secrecy, telling you not to discuss your spiritual work with family, friends, or even other reputable spiritual practitioners. This is a control tactic. They want to prevent you from getting a second option or realizing you are being manipulated. They might also try to create an unhealthy dependency on them, making you believe that only they can help you, or that you need constant, increasingly expensive interventions from them to prevent disaster. A genuine Babalawo empowers you. They teach you how to connect with your own spiritual path, offer guidance, but ultimately encourage your spiritual independence and growth. They want to help you help yourself, not become a perpetual client. Any practitioner who tries to isolate you, control your relationships, or instill fear to maintain their hold on is not operating with integrity. Beyond these 5 core red flags, let me emphasize 2 additional layers of protection: your intuition and the power of community vetting. Firstly, your intuition is a powerful tool. Pay attention to how you feel during and after interactions. Do you feel uplifted, clear, and respected? Or do you feel drained, confused, pressured, or fearful? If something deep down tells you this isn't right, listen to that inner voice. It's often trying to protect you. Secondly, leverage the community. Seek recommendations from trusted friends, family, or reputable spiritual groups. Inquire about the Babalawo's reputation within established Yoruba spiritual centers or temples. Often, a legitimate practitioner will be known and respected within their local or wider spiritual community. Scammers typically operate in the shadows, avoiding scrutiny from established spiritual bodies. A little research and asking around can go a very long way in verifying authenticity. So, remember, my beautiful people, your spiritual journey is sacred and precious. Protect it by staying vigilant and armed with the knowledge of these crucial red flags. Yoruba spirituality is powerful and transformative, and it absolutely deserves respect, honesty, and genuine practitioners. Always ask questions, trust your intuition, and never ever rush into anything that doesn't feel entirely right in your spirit. If you found this video helpful, empowering, and informative, please show your support by hitting that like button. And don't forget to make use of the join button down below to be part of our members. Being a member is a way of showing your support to me. And don't forget sharing this video with anyone who might benefit, and of course, subscribing to Get Rebel Life TV for more deep dives into Yoruba spirituality, personal growth, and how to truly live your most authentic and protected life. Drop your experiences, your questions, or any red flags you have encountered in the comment section below so that others can learn from you. I absolutely love hearing from each and every one of you. Until next time, stay blessed, stay wise, and always, always seek the truth with an open heart and discerning mind. Ashe. Bye for now.